Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I'm just double checking if all of my settings are set up. We are live in the Facebook group, and I am here to answer the questions that you submitted either during the training that I didn't get to, or in the Facebook group, or through the little chat that we have to help you grow your business. So I'm going to make sure that we are all here and that everyone is notified and that we can get started because I'm super excited to chat with you and just give you more knowledge, share with you, and make sure that you have the right next steps to grow your business. So that is what we are doing today. And it's going to be a lot of fun because there's been already so many breakthroughs that I've seen from you all that this is just going to continue to pile on that even more. This is just going to help you to continue to grow your business and get more clarity on what to do next. So, what I'm going to do, I'm just double checking to make sure that we've got this set up right. I'm actually recording for my podcast as well. And I was going to do an Instagram live, but I think that is a little bit too much for me. So, we're gonna do these two places and we're gonna get rolling. Okay, so I got a list of questions here, and then if you are tuning in live, say hello. I want to make sure that I can see the comments and answer your questions that are coming in live as well. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. Like this is gonna be a ton of fun. It's gonna be a wild and crazy time. Okay, cool. Let's dive into it. So, first, some of the questions that we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the product promise, which is what we talked about during the live training on Monday. And I have some examples of people's product promise to go through in more detail with them to give you more like insights and clarity and next steps on how to refine this because the product promise is the most important one sentence for your business that when you have this sentence, you know every single thing that trickles after it. Like that's the whole point of this sentence is to give you clarity and confidence in your business and to know what is the North Star, the one sentence, the main thing that you are going to be depicting with your branding, maybe even talking about social media, implementing on your website, implementing through your photography, implementing through your packaging. This is why this is so important because it touches every single other component of your business. Okay, so we're going to talk about product promise. We're going to talk about selling on multiple platforms and what's the best platform. What about Amazon Handmade? What about Etsy? What about Poshmark? What about social media? What if we're getting likes and engagement but no sales? These are some of the questions that we are going to be chatting about as well. Then we're going to talk about what are some additional ways to grow your business in terms of AI or Facebook ads or topics that we didn't chat about during the live training, but I want to make sure that you have the knowledge and the insights because these questions came from Michelle and a couple other people, Samantha and Stephanie as well. Okay, so the first question that I want to talk about is specifically the question about how do I get in front of more customers? What is the best suggestion as to how to find the right audience and buyers? That's something that Emily asked. Sandra said, I'm looking to expand my business. Dawn said, I want to increase my online sales. How do I do that? And Susie said, right now we're trying to figure out how to grow our business beyond vendor events so we can have more consistent monthly sales. Now, these were some of the questions that came up in the messenger chat when I created this event, this live training. And hi, Jess. Okay, I can see your comment. And what I want to say is if you are asking questions on how do I create consistent online sales, how do I expand my business, how do I get in front of the right buyers and the right customers, number one, you probably didn't watch the training because that is exactly what we talked about in the training. That should be so crystal freaking clear to you as to what to do to expand and grow your business. Now, this is where we have to have a heart to heart of why did you sign up to watch a free training if you're not watching the free training? Why are you in this group about how to create online sales if you're not doing the work? Now, in the free training, we talked about the dabbler in denial. And this is a person who says they want a business, They say they want more consistent online sales. They say they want to expand their business. And then they're actually given a way to do that through a live training, a 3-hour training where I broke this down for you, and they don't watch it. And then they continue to ask questions like, how do I grow my business? When they were handed on a platter the 5 steps to creating consistent online sales that are required for any successful small business owner to become successful. So if you are asking the question on, oh my gosh, how do I expand my business and what platforms do I sell on and how do I create more consistent online sales, you have to do the work. And the work here is to watch the 3-hour free training that was hosted on Monday that will share with you exactly how to do that. Now, yes, it's a 3-hour training. It went pretty lengthy. And that's because it actually gives you strategy, it actually gives you insights. And there's a lot that goes into growing a business. It's not a 30-minute magical fairy dust, which you'll hear me say, that all of a sudden your business is growing and that it's magically created into this vortex of millions of dollars of coming in. Growing a business is going to require something different of you. So the business that you're running has needs. And until you give it what it needs, it's not going to grow. It's going to stay in the same spot. So my question for those people, who do we have here? Susie, Dawn, Sandra, Emily, I'm going to call you out from a place of love and compassion and wanting you to actually see success and wanting you to actually change and be dedicated and committed enough to watch the free training that answers your questions on what is the best suggestion to find the right audience and buyers? How do I expand my business? How do I increase my online sales? How do I grow beyond vendor events? Okay. So a little bit of tough love there. But if you continue to sign up for free trainings and you don't even watch and you don't even change afterwards and you don't even act differently afterwards, you're going to be in the same exact spot 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now. And honestly, will your business even still be running at that rate, right? And it's tough love from the point of if nothing changes, then nothing changes. And my job as a coach is to evoke change out of you to help you to grow. And most people are stuck in their same habits and their same behaviors and their same actions that they've been doing since childhood. And that's why that they're stuck in this vicious cycle of seeing the exact same results. I'm sure you all can probably think of a pattern in your life of, man, how come every time I try to start a business, this happens? How come it works for a little bit and then it tapers off? How come it works for a little bit and then I feel like it fails? How come I create, but I never come out and actually launch this business? What are these patterns that you are seeing in yourself and in your business? And what is it going to take for those patterns to actually change? Okay. So a little bit of tough love for those asking, how do I grow my online sales? Because, we talked about that on Monday extensively. And you have until tomorrow at midnight to watch that training and to watch that replay before it literally goes away. So if you are dedicated and committed to your business, if you are dedicated and committed to change, if you are dedicated and committed to creating a life that's more than just working for a living and actually creating a life that's fun and enjoyable, that leads to impact, that is your passion and purpose in life, cool. You've got a free training that's available until midnight tomorrow. Okay. Now, this is what I have to do is I have to write in test in the chat to see what updates are there. So you're going to see me popping in the word test. Ashley, hey. Devani, hello. Michelle, Kim, awesome. Let me know if that makes sense. I think most of you were either on the training or watched the replay. So I'm speaking to the choir on doing what it takes. Okay. Now, the next question I have here is from Dana or Donna. Sorry if I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Names are not my expertise, not my forte. Now, what she said is, I'm lost on what direction I should go. I'm lost on how to promote my business. I'm working a full-time job. My time is limited. How do I move forward and grow my business? Okay, fantastic question. Anyone else relate to that in terms of like, what direction do I go? How do I promote my business? And how do I make this grow? Here's what I'm going to say, which is going to iterate a little bit on what I was just talking about. The direction that you all have to go in your business is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps that I shared with you. Those steps are how to grow your business. And as a refresher, the first step is branding. Understanding how you are uniquely different from every single other small business or big business that is there. Because until you know what makes your products different, until you have that differentiator nailed down, which we will talk about product promise here today, until you have that, you are going to be lost in a sea of competitors, in a sea of customers, I'm sorry, in a sea of small businesses that are selling similar items, in a sea of people that are charging less, and in a sea of a saturated market. And it's going to feel like you're swimming, 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 swimming with no end in sight of the island that you're trying to get to. Differentiating yourself is the number one most important thing that small business owners miss. There's a beautiful saying, which is if you try to be for everyone, you end up being for no one. So you have to know very specifically, like, who was my product created for? Who is my target audience? What makes my product different? And you have to know that and niche down to the point that you know that, and then shout that from the rooftops. So here's a little bit of another like tough love I'm going to share with you all from a point of compassion. When we talk about the product promise, which we talked about on Monday's training, that one sentence that describes your business, your uniqueness, your differentiator, that if someone read that sentence and they were like, yes, my beliefs align with that, they would be a no-brainer customer for you. The whole point of this is to get specific because specificity sells. And specificity is what makes you stand out. And specificity is what draws people in. And specificity is what allows you to charge your actual worth and to charge more than others. And I'm going to give you a couple examples of that. So when we talk about being super specific and like, who is your business for? We can think of examples that I shared during the live training, like Lululemon. Now, Lululemon is a brand for people who love to be active, for people who identify with working out, with yoga, with being outside in nature, with going for hikes, with just being active on a daily basis. Now, if you're someone like me that also identifies with being active and being outside in nature and working out and yoga, then you become a perfect match for Lululemon and their target audience, which is why I buy from them. Now, simultaneously, there are similar leggings on Amazon where you can read the reviews that people literally say, this is a Lululemon dupe. This is as good as Lululemon for 1/4 of the price. But me, as someone who identifies as someone who's very active, who loves to go to the gym, who loves to go to yoga, I'm not buying the Amazon dupes at the lower price because I so much connect with Lululemon and their branding and what they stand for and the vibe of their shops that it's not even a decision for me of where do I buy from. So you have to realize that when you get specific and when you niche down and when you know your audience, that's why people will buy you over others. That's why people will buy you over less expensive dupes, right? That's why people will be drawn to you over your competitors. Now, if Lululemon was kind of like a Dick's Sporting Goods, right? Dick's Sporting Goods is like activewear for everyone. If you want to play basketball, if you want to hike, if you want to go running, if you want to do this, if you want to go there. And they are a store for literally every single person who has any sort of active lifestyle or wants to be active. Now, for me personally, I don't really shop at Dick's Sporting Goods because it's too broad. It's too for everyone. I'm not drawn to their branding or what they stand for or who they are. So you can see how these big businesses, because success leaves clues, niche down to like active at the gym, active at yoga, and that's why people pay those premium prices because they relate to their branding, they relate to their business, and this is the first step to actually stand out, get more sales, and charge your worth. And until you have kick ass branding, and I mean professional branding, not a DIY branding, not a Canva logo, not a logo that you got from someone on Fiverr who claims to be professional and it costs $25 or even $125. That does not cut it. Because here's the thing, that's what everyone else is doing. Every single other small business owner is doing just that, creating their own logo in Canva, going to Fiverr and finding someone on Fiverr. If you want to be the top 10%, the top 20%, the top 5% in terms of the amount of money and impact that you make with your business, you have to do what everyone else won't. And if you want to have the same struggles as 80, 85, and 90% of small businesses out there, then do what they do. And 80, 85, 90, 95% of small businesses create their own logo, get it from someone on Fiverr, think that that's a brand. And I hate to break it to you, but that's why they don't see results. A brand is something that is so important because it sets the foundation of your entire business. Now, Michelle, how do we get professional branding? Great question. And this is the reason why I give professional branding as a freebie in Product Biz Academy. Because it can be really hard to find professional branding and it can be really expensive. I mentioned this on the live training. My branding, I paid, I'm not kidding you guys, $10,000 for my branding. And now I realize that $10,000 was a little too much. I'm not touching my branding. It's going to stay for the lifetime of my business. But I realized that there has to be a way to offer a brand experience that reaches the thresholds of this is professional and this stands out without being $10,000, right? So that's exactly why I have it inside Product Biz Academy as a bonus for those who enroll, because it's that important and I want to support you. I actually hired an incredible brand designer who is on my team that specifically helps Product Biz Academy employees with their branding, that creates their branding, that brings that vision to life, okay? So that's why I offer that. And Michelle, that is the solution that I will offer to you as well. Okay, so I want to go to product promise because for this is a long tangent from Dana's question of what do I do to move forward? And the answer is step 1, branding. Step 2, impulse sales on social media. You have to have a social media presence. That is a non-negotiable in today's day and age because people shop on social media. People check social media profiles before they purchase on a website. If you want to get into stores, retailers are checking your social media. Social media is a non-negotiable, right? If you want to get away with having a business without social media, you are going to cap the amount of sales that you can make because we live in a visual world. We live in a world where people are glued on their phone. And as small business owners, because most of us are selling like commodity items, right? It's not like, oh my gosh, I need a car because I need to get from point A to point Z. It's like, oh, a candle would be really nice in my home. Or that skincare would be really nice. Or that pet bandana would be really cute on my dog. When you are selling commodities, so not necessities, but commodities, a lot of it is impulse. A lot of it is people seeing something and being like, yep, I want that. I connect with that brand. I love that product. Add to cart, buy. And how we create that is through social media, right? I mentioned to you all that people pick up their phones 144 times per day. So that is the purpose of being on social media and learning marketing and learning selling on social media. It's not just about being on social media and posting because that doesn't work. Well, like posting just to post. It's about being strategic on social media so that your following is increasing, so that you get more eyeballs on your products, so that people go to your website and so that they end up purchasing, right? That's the whole point of social media. And then we talked about step 3, which is getting on other platforms and utilizing the platforms that are there in terms of selling on Etsy, selling on Faire, getting into stores, selling on your website. Of course, Instagram kind of mutually flows into this step as well to create an ecosystem. Running a business is not just being at one place at one time. It's not just markets and it's not just your website. It's not just having a Facebook page. It's about the beautiful symbiosis of all of these different platforms working together to get you in front of as many people as possible, right? Because when you're selling something that is 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, 100, 200, 300, it's purely a game of numbers. Okay. And then the fourth step we talked about is obviously hiring and getting support when you're ready for it in terms of having people to help you make your products, but also starting to plant that seed in terms of getting support with branding, getting support with setting up to learn how to do Instagram correctly and how to learn how to do Etsy and how to learn how to get into stores and all of those components that come into play, right? Okay. Beautiful. So that is my answer to Dana, who said, I'm lost in my direction. Cool. Here's your direction. Number one, understand your differentiator and create a brand. Have a brand created around that. Number two, attract your target audience on Instagram for impulse sales. Number three, sell on Etsy, Fair, get into stores, have your website, and all of that in a cohesive way that it actually draws eyeballs and customers and people and sales to you. And number four, as you're growing, you expand and get a team and get support to bring your vision to reality. Those are the steps. It's that simple. Okay. Now, I'm seeing the comments, which is great. I want to pause and go into product promise, that very first step, because I see some comments. Kristen, beautiful. I'm glad you're here because I actually copied and pasted yours that you posted in the live event as well. So fantastic, because I want to dive into this. Like I said, product promise is clarity. It's your differentiator. It's your uniqueness. Okay. Now, Kristen, Nola Spirit Pottery, amazing. And I see this is a little bit different than what you had shared earlier, right? First, you had shared custom New Orleans style pottery is perfect for any occasion, okay? And now we have pottery crafted by a New Orleans native, customizable gifts and homeware options specializing in, I'm totally going to butcher this, fleur de lis and crosses, okay? So, Kristen, I want to talk about your product promise. Because if you guys remember what product promise is, it's adjective, which let's go back to like English grammar school. What the hell is an adjective, Monica? That is a descriptive word like superfood, like I'm going to say something I probably don't want you all to use. Like luxury, don't want you to use that. But someone had something like 1920s themed candles. Ooh, that is an adjective. 1920s Paris themed is actually what she had. Love it. So adjective, then category. Category is skincare, candles, pet bandanas, dog products, ceramics, whatever it may be. Is the best slash only, and then we have in parentheses solution. So I just posted that as a reminder. Now, Kristen, if you're there, I want to workshop this with you. First, what I want to ask you is what is the solution? And for everyone here, I want you to come to this as a working session right here. What is the actual solution that your product provides, Kristen? I get that it's customizable gifts. I get that it's homeware options. I get that. But what is the actual solution? When someone has this pottery in their home, how do they feel? Does it bring joy to their kitchen in day-to-day life? Does it bring a flare of color? Does it bring a sense of pride of New Orleans? Like, what does that pottery, when it's actually in their home, give them? Okay. Karina, what do your whimsical stickers actually give the person who is using them? Does it remind them to be playful and cheerful? Does it remind them of when they were young? Does it remind them to go and have fun and like make fun a priority? Like, what do your whimsical stickers give someone when they see it on their laptop or on their water bottle every single day? Okay. Ashley said, I know my why and purpose on making candles and my brand story. Okay. Now, Kristen and Karina, I want you to get back with me with your solution. Ashley, this is a great question because your product promise is way different than your why and your purpose. Way different. Your product promise is all about your customers. Because when I talk about my why for my skincare business, it was because my mom battled and beat cancer twice. As I started to get older, I was struggling with skin issues. As I started to research about those skin issues, I realized that they were hormonal. It brought me back to thinking of how my mom was battling and beating cancer while I was in high school and while she was really young. So, my why behind my business was all about wanting to have better alternatives for skincare that were good for you, that were healthy, that actually worked. My product promise, though, was more about my differentiator and the solution to my customers. As I continue to think about my business, I realized these products healed my acne. That was first and foremost what they did. And a lot of people struggle with acne, right? So my product promise turned into organic superfood skincare is the only way to heal acne. Oh, I forgot what I wrote yesterday. um, to truly heal acne or to truly heal the skin. Something like that. I can't remember specifically what I had for the solution, but it was all about healing acne, healing the skin, and it being about superfood skincare. So your why and your purpose is fantastic. However, a lot of people have a purpose of like, I love candles and I love skincare. Fantastic, right? But what's in it for your customers, right? And we have to start thinking about the customers, okay? So beautiful. Karina said, reminds you of the peace of mind you had as a kid. Perfect. So that's your solution, Karina. Now, basically, what you have is like whimsical stickers are the best way to put your busy life on hold and remind you of the peace of mind you had as a kid. That is such a strong product promise right there. So, so strong. And Karina, we can talk more about whimsical stickers and make that more specific. Like, what type of whimsical stickers? Is there a theme? Is it retro? Is it like 80s, like whimsical disco and roller skates and things like that? Is it whimsical in terms of like it's teddy bears? And like tell me more about what you mean by whimsical, okay? Because when we can nail that down, this is going to be spot on and it's going to be so good. Okay, Karina, so give me more on that. And then Kristen, if you're still here, ooh, okay. Customizable handmade pottery for those looking for an original gift. Okay. Now, Kristen, this is really hard. When someone gets this customizable handmade gift, how do they feel? Do they feel loved? Do they feel cherished? Do they feel like this is a memorable piece? Do they feel like what do they actually feel? And I want you to truly tap into that because this is pretty challenging. And this is why we're spending time here talking about it. But what does it actually give your customer, the person who's getting it? Yes, they're getting physically an original gift, but what does it give them in terms of feeling, emotion, solution, right? Because I can give someone an original gift. I can go pick up a rock off of the ground and give it to someone. That's a pretty original gift. There's only one rock like this in the world, and it's the one that I picked up from my backyard. But there's more to it than that. And I'm taking a really obtuse, extreme example to show you that. Okay. So tell me more. Ashley, I do have yours written down, so we will go through yours. But before we do that, I actually want to talk about Brenda because, and I'm so glad she posted it, Brenda. And Brenda also joined Product Biz Academy. So I'm so excited, Brenda, to work with you more. This is going to be so much fun, and I'm so excited for you. And her product promise is perfect. I love this. Indulgent, handcrafted fudge is the most delicious way to satisfy your sweet cravings and create unforgettable moments. That is amazing. I love the word indulgent. I love a delightful way, like way to take the superlative in the middle and give it your own. And also satisfy your sweet cravings. But what I love most is create unforgettable moments. Like, yes, physically, people are getting their cravings satisfied, but you are giving them a moment that they're going to be like, oh, remember that fudge? How do we get more of that fudge? And people create these moments and memories with food, right? Like, we eat things that take us back to childhood. So I think, Brenda, yours is fantastic, and everyone here can use that as an example. Cool. I love what you said. Is there a better word for handcrafted? Great question. And that's actually the only word that I don't love. people will use words like handmade or handcrafted in their product promise. And even words like luxury or organic or small batch or things like that. I don't love those words because it's not really a differentiator, right? Like there's a lot of handcrafted skincare out there. There's a lot of small batch candles out there. There's a lot of luxury products, luxury small businesses out there, right? So, um, Brenda, one thing you told me in the Product Biz Academy group is that you've been making fudge for 50 years, right? So what if instead of handcrafted, you have something about that of like it's a I don't know what word is going that's going to be. So part of this is going to be your homework. But how can you put in words of like indulgent fudge um with a recipe, I don't know, like a generational recipe or an original recipe that's been made for 50 years, perfected over 50 years. It starts to get a little wordy, but I want you instead of handcrafted to actually lean into that because that just shows like, okay, this fudge has got to be freaking good, right? Okay. So I'm going to leave you with that. And I want you to use something in that way. Okay. Cool. Now, Ashley, I'm going to go back to you because I did write down your product promise. Thank you for submitting it. Amazing, amazing. And I'm going to paste it in the group so we have it for reference of what Ashley said. So let me see my notes here really quick and post it because this is going to be a fantastic, fantastic exercise. So Ashley submitted two. Coconut soy candles are the best way to transform any moment into a serene escape with soothing scents and elegance. Okay, we're like, I want to say 75% of the way there. This is really good. Now, what I want you all to look at is your adjective and your category. So the first, oh no, you're not in trouble. Oh my gosh, this is all fun. I hope you're having fun. You're not in trouble. Trust me. This is just elevating and enhancing, right? I want you to look at, and everyone here, look at your adjective and your category. So for Ashley, this is coconut soy candles. And I want you to ask yourself, when I think of coconut soy candles, how many businesses come to mind? And I can probably name like hundreds of businesses that are coconut soy candles. So I want you to get more specific here, Ashley. And I know you're in your more like beginning phases with your business. So it's going to be defining your style, defining your scent profiles and what they mean. What I don't want you to do is coconut soy candles and you have every single scent in the world. You go to what's the website? Candle Science and you buy every single scent and you sell every single scent and you buy every single vessel and you sell every single vessel. What I want you to do is think through what problem do I want to solve? Now I'm seeing it a little bit with like serene escape and soothing scents. I like that. What type of soothing scents? Like, are these spa? Are they like, are you going to do lavender and white tea and more like spa scents? Or what is your actual theme going to be for your coconut soy candles? And I want that to be your adjective. So maybe it's like, it could be as simple as like soothing spa candles or soothing spa like candles are the best way to transform any moment into a serene escape. Ooh, like now I get it. Now it's like, ooh, okay, these candles all are all gonna have a spa vibe and it's gonna make me feel like I'm stepping into a spa and I can take a bath and like bring out my crystals and all my woo-woo stuff and just light this candle and have a great time, right? So, Ashley, and for anyone else who's maybe newer in business, this will be a challenging exercise because it's going to focus you to drill down, what do I actually want my business to look like? What do I want to be known for? And get super, 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 super specific. So, Ashley, let me know what's coming up with that. Of like, what do you want to be known for? What type of coconut soy candles? What type of scents? What type of elegance? Like, what does that truly, 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 truly mean? And it's going to feel like pulling teeth to get there. This is a hard exercise, but you're like 75% of the way there. Okay. Let me know how that lands with you. Cool. Okay. Now let me just see. I'm going to scroll up in the chat. We're going to do this for a little bit longer. Um, Now what I'm going to say to you all is like product promise, so important. We dive deep into this in Product Biz Academy because it's so fundamental. It's so important. It makes or breaks your business, makes or break your differentiator, makes or breaks the pricing you can charge. So I'm going to go through maybe two or three more. You can, of course, post in the group afterwards, and we'll see how long we're here if we do some more at the end. But I want to mention like that's the whole point of Product Biz Academy is to also give you support to nail this down, right? Yida, hopefully I said your name. Humorous t-shirts are the most fun way to boost your mood and feel confident all day long. Love that. I think that's fantastic. I think one other thing you can add if this is part of your business is like, and to give others a laugh too. Because obviously a humorous t-shirt is also the other person who like sees your t-shirt and kind of chuckles. So I would say boost your mood. Um, I don't know about confidence. Like, is humorous t-shirts, is it about confidence or is it about boosting your mood, expressing yourself, showing your side of humor, allowing others to get a laugh too? I would contemplate some of those and add that in. But I think you're like 90% of the way there, okay? I like what Samantha said. Humorous and sarcastic apparel is the best way to express your unique personality. I like that. Samantha, that's good. I really like it. And it kind of pairs with what Ida had as well. Okay. Amazing. Stephanie Cody Robinson, I struggle with using non toxic, all natural, plant based. Yes. Stephanie, are you in skincare? I'm assuming. Um, totally get it. Now you have to think through what is your other differentiator other than that. So this is where I brought in the word superfood. One of my Product Biz Academy members, she uses a lot of avocado oil in hers. So hers is all about skincare with avocado oil is the best way to prevent aging and look youthful and feel good in your skin. So what is a theme with your skincare? Hopefully it's skincare. Let me know in the comments if not. That you can pull in or create. Some of you may not have these themes yet. And that's the whole point of this training is to set you up for success and show you how business should be done to be successful. So what is the theme, Stephanie, with your skincare that other than non-toxic, all natural and plant-based, you can add that in and really differentiate yourself, okay? Lisa, dog bandanas. I love that because I think I actually wrote down your comment from the chat of the live training. Someone said, how do I express pet bandanas? This is hard for me. So Lisa, what's the theme of your dog bandanas? Is it like neon colors and bold? Is it like edgy and like black and white? Is it nostalgic and whimsical? Is it funny with like hot dogs and because of wiener dogs, right? So they're wearing hot dogs. Like, what is your theme? And this is the biggest thing for all of you is to understand what is your theme of what you sell. Because I'll repeat myself once more, if you try to be for everyone, you end up being for no one. So we can't just sell dog pandanas to the masses. You got to figure out like what type of dogs and what type of dog owners do you want to speak to? And then you can say XYZ dog bandanas are the best way to elevate your dog's wardrobe, right? Or to show your dog's funny side, whatever that may be, but it depends on that theme. Okay, cool. Anthony said nostalgic jewelry is the best way to keep favorite memories close. Ooh, I like that. And I know we were going back and forth with this in the Facebook group as well. I really, 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 really like that. Now, the only thing is I think you do gemstone jewelry, like gemstone bracelets, kind of like these, right? So tell me more a little bit about how they are nostalgic because I looked at your Instagram yesterday and I was expecting jewelry with like, when I think of nostalgic, I think of beaded bracelets with like neon colors that I don't know what decade you guys grew up in, but like in my time, that's what we wore. They were like friendship bracelets. So when you say nostalgic jewelry, that's what I think of. So tell me more how the beaded gemstones are nostalgic or how that theme really plays in, okay? Beautiful. Ooh, Stephanie, you said that you're a scientist. That can be your differentiator. Scientist researched and developed skincare. Skincare backed by science is the best way to XYZ. That rings a bell. Okay. Stephanie, let me know how that lands. But I think that skincare developed by a scientist, like, dang, you're going to carve. Now, what's the solution? Tell me more about that. Skincare made by a scientist is the best way to what? Or is the only way to what? Okay. Yeah, Stephanie, just finish that sentence of like your solution, and you've got a fantastic product promise. Now, I'm going to let you all pop in some revised product promises from what we've talked about, or any questions about product promise in the chat. While you do that, I'm actually going to pull up other product promise questions that I pulled from the live training. So, one question, which was a theme, is like, which we kind of talked about, but I want to nail this so much with you guys. Someone said, well, what if you make a variety of products? Or is it one sentence for each product? Or I'm struggling to find one product to focus on. What if we sell in multiple categories? Are we narrowing it down? So this is a very common theme I see in the Facebook group too. When I ask people like, "What do you make?" and they're like, "Oh, I make this, and 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 50 other things." There's a difference between a business and a hobby. Okay, a hobby is when you make a lot of things for fun, and you have a lot of things in your home that you've made. Now, a lot of people want to take a hobby and turn it into a business, and this is where it's backwards. You have to come with the frame of mind of this is a business and see, okay, does my hobby actually fit into this, or do I pull the things that I'm most passionate about, the things that people will buy, the things that I love to make, the things that I love to talk about, and turn that into a business? Because if you have 50 different types of products, you are going to spend so much money on inventory. You are going to have such a hard time messaging your products. I even guarantee people come into your booth and probably get overwhelmed at markets and then leave without buying because there's just one of everything, right? So, if you have a lot of products to the point that this product promise is challenging, that is your sign to niche down in your business and in your products. Leave some of these things as a hobby and bring what makes sense into the business world. I'm a big fan of having hobbies outside of business, because otherwise, when business and hobby intermingle, you are going to have a hell of a hard time, because a business requires something different from you versus a hobby is what we do for fun. And a lot of people want to have fun doing this as a hobby and expect it to pay them like a business, but you got to step into CEO role and step out of hobby role when you decide that this is a business, okay? So if you're like, how do I even make this product promise because I have so many products? Amazing. Niche down on your products and figure out what ones you actually want to be known for, okay? Beautiful. The next question I had was, does it matter how long your product promise statement is? So with this product promise, this is like your North Star of like, this is what I'm communicating. This is what my branding is going to follow. This is every piece that I put out in the world is going to follow this product promise. So if it's like 14 sentences long, I will say, let's pare it down to one sentence, right? It's meant to be one. And you want to just have your main differentiator. What do you want to be known for? And again, people want to be known for so many things, and they think that if I'm known for more things, I will be more successful. But the opposite is true. If you are known for one thing, you will be more successful. If you are the go-to for spa candles that bring a spa experience home, you are going to be successful. If you are known for fudge that's been perfected over 50 years, you are going to be successful. Okay? So just make your product promise as specific as it can be, because there is riches in niches, there's riches in specificity. It's extremely uncomfortable, which is why most people don't do it. But like we talked about earlier, you got to do what most people don't in order to see results and success. Okay? Let me read these comments. Brenda, indulgent, melt in your mouth fudge, perfected over 50 years, is the most delightful way to satisfy your sweet cravings and create unforgettable moments. Love it. Spot on, Brenda. Kim, one of a kind natural stone jewelry is the best way to connect with healing your body and soul. I want Kim, I I don't like the word like natural stone. Tell me more of the style. Because one of a kind natural stone, it can be like a really bold style. It can be really minimalist. It can be big pieces. It can be small pieces. It can be retro. It can be trendy. I need to know more of the adjective rather than one of a kind and natural stone. Just more specific. Is it inspired by something? Um, for example, one of my members, she does hand knotted, authentic, genuine gemstone necklaces inspired by nature's color palette. So every single one of her necklaces is called like oceanside, and it's like blues and beiges for the ocean and the sand, or riverbank. So it's like greens and blues, kind of like, you know, you have like moss in in a river, and then you have the actual blue water. So it tells me more hearing like inspired by nature's color palette. Something like that is needed in your skin. Okay. Anthony said, I am rebranding and have held back. I have new items. Ooh, Nintendo, Pokemon, Sailor Moon. Ooh, okay. I love that. See, that makes more sense with your product promise. Because when I looked at your Instagram, I'm like, something is disconnected here. Nostalgic jewelry is the best way to keep favorite memories close. Okay, that makes more sense. Now, what does that give someone when they have favorite memories close? Is it like, what does that give someone? So when, you know, like when the day is tough, you can kind of be reminded of your favorite memories, or tell me more about that. I think you can make that solution a little bit stronger, but I like where this is at, and now that I see that you're rebranding, it makes sense. And hey, if you're rebranding, you know, you get a free rebrand on Product Biz Academy to help you bring that vision to life and give you that confidence in it. I love it. Okay. Michelle, organic food based soaps are the best way to soothe sensitive skin. I like that. Michelle, tell me more about what do you mean by food based? Are you using like cucumber and aloe, or are you using like avocado oil, or what makes it food based? What to do if your items are one of a kind? Great question. I actually had this question come up a lot. I wanted to talk about it, about custom products, one of a kind products. And nothing changes if your products are one of a kind. Nothing at all. Your one of a kind products should still be under a theme under that product promise, right? So if let's say, for example, my member who does those gemstone hand knotted beaded necklaces inspired by nature's color palette, she does do a lot of one of a kind items, but they're still gemstone, hand knotted, silk threaded, inspired by nature with names of nature. So it still falls under their product promise. So one of a kind doesn't mean I get to do whatever I want. And today I feel like doing um, fall related items, and tomorrow I want to do Pikachu, and the next day I want to do Saturn, the next day I want to do about the Grand Canyon, and the next day I want to do about airplanes. Like, one of a kind doesn't mean you just create whatever you want to create. One of a kind means I have a theme, and my one of a kind items fit into that theme. So your product promise and everything that we talked about during the training on Monday is 100% applicable for one of a kind products, for custom products. Anything and everything still falls under everything that we talked about. So let me know if that makes sense. Cool. Okay, okay. Love it. So that's what I'm going to say for product promise. Actually, let's do Michelle one more time. Oils and butters are food based. Okay. Is there a specific oil or butter that you use a lot? So, like I mentioned earlier, one of my Product Biz Academy members, she uses avocado oil a ton, and she swears that avocado oil is a secret to anti aging, to smooth skin, to healed scars. So, although she also uses mango butter and shea butter and other butters, her product promise is all about avocado oil. So Michelle, I want you to think through like, and this may be something you've never thought of like what truly is your differentiator. And sometimes people struggle with this because they've never thought of this. They're like, I don't know. And I'm like, it's there. You just got to dig a little bit and find it. Okay. So, what truly makes them different? Is there a particular oil or butter that you use that you're like, this is the best ingredient possible? Um, or just tell me more. Okay. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Now, we'll circle back to product promise at the end if we have more time. I do want to talk about a few other questions that came up because product promise is like 5% of it, right? Once you got the sentence, then it's like, okay, now what do I do? I have this clarity on how I'm different, but how do I actually create sales? And how do I actually gain an audience and gain traction, right? So the next question that we had was about what platforms to sell on. Okay. What's the best platform? Can I just have a website and not do the others? If I'm on Etsy, do I need a website and vice versa? Should I sell on Poshmark? What about Amazon Handmade? What about social media? Okay. So here's what I want to say about this. With multiple platforms, what is the best platform to sell on? There is no one best only platform to sell on. Like I mentioned at the beginning, it is an ecosystem. And your job as a CEO is to focus on marketing. 100%. That is your role. As soon as you decided it was a business, you decided to be a CEO and a chief marketing officer and to have marketing as your focus. Because otherwise, you can have the best product in the world, but if you're not marketing it and getting it in front of people, no one will know. So, when we talk about the different platforms, the ones that I love are social media, having a main hub for social media, which I prefer Instagram, having Etsy, having your website, having Fair, and getting into stores. Okay. Those are the 5 that I recommend. Now, every single one of those has their own algorithm, has their own ways to be successful on it, has their own kinks, has their own rules. So it's not just, oh, let me open an Etsy shop and put my products on there. It's what does Etsy like to see in their listings and how do I make sure my listings are conducive to that so Etsy will show me to more people and when a random shopper clicks on my listing, they actually buy. Okay? So when we talk about what are the best platforms, those are the ones that I recommend for people to learn to optimize. I am on the belief strongly that you have to be on all of them. It's not just, can I just have my own website or can I just do Etsy? The goal is to master every single one of those. Okay. Now, mastering every single one of those is going to take a hell of a long time. And it took me so long to figure out how to do that with a background in marketing, with working in a corporate marketing job for 8 years, with going to college for marketing and business. It still took me a really long time to figure out how do I actually get traction on these platforms. Okay. Which is shameless plug why I created Product Biz Academy. So you know exactly how to get set up on Etsy in the right way to get in front of customers and so they buy. So you know exactly what to put on your website so when you get people on your website, they actually buy. So you know what to share on Instagram so your followers grow and so you get more sales. There's a lot of strategy that goes into these things. And of course, like I said on the training, we could be here for 36 hours talking about every single one of those, living on coffee and still probably have questions to be answered because that strategy is unique to each one, possible for you. But that's the whole reason why I've created Product Biz Academy, right? To not spend our time on that because there's a lot to it. Okay. So those are all required. Now I see a great question from Yida. What about TikTok business? And another person, Karen, said, what about Amazon Handmade? And people are going to say, well, what about Amazon in general? Here's what I will say. Okay. You have to have a foundational understanding of marketing. And what is marketing? Like, what do customers need to purchase? That is marketing. And if you're like, I don't know, what do customers need to purchase? Then you don't know marketing. Okay. Every single one of these platforms, you have to think through who is the end customer. When I'm selling on Etsy, this customer has never heard of me. How do I make sure every single question, every single benefit, every single potential piece of information that they may need is on my Etsy shop so that they purchase? Same goes with social media, your website, with Fair as well for store owners. So, what I want to mention here is it's not a matter of like, oh my God, I got to be on Amazon. Because if you don't know marketing, you can put your products on Amazon and it's not going to work. If you don't know marketing, you can put your products on TikTok Shop and it's not going to work. And this is the hardest thing because people are told over and over, well, just do this, just do this, just do this, just do that. It's actually learning marketing and selling. Then you can take those foundations into any of these platforms. A lot of my members, for example, when they go through the Etsy modules, you can take that exact Etsy content and put it on Amazon. And you're going to have great success because those two platforms are fairly similar. Instagram and TikTok, fairly similar. You can take what you learn and take it to that platform as well. But it's having that underlying baseline knowledge of marketing of what do these customers need to purchase. And then you can take that to any platform that you want. Okay. So there's not one best only thing that's going to like make or break your business. It's not like, oh my gosh, if only I got TikTok business to work. That's I'm like sometimes a bearer of bad news, but I think it's actually a refreshing perspective because it's the truth and it's an honest perspective of marketing and selling that you bring to any platform will help you grow your business. It's not the one platform that's going to make or break things. Okay? Now another person, Karen, said, specifically with Amazon Handmade, do people expect bargain pricing? Similar with like Etsy, do I got to be the cheapest? And this is why we start with the product promise. Because when you have your particular product promise in a brand that portrays that product promise, in a brand that portrays your solution, in a brand that portrays your value, and photos and descriptions and everything else that portrays the value as well, it's never about the cost, never about the price of the product. The only time people need to price compete is when they have a product that has no brand, no label, no solution, no target audience. And yeah, cool. Now you have to be the cheapest. But if you're someone who has a brand, who has great photos, who has great marketing copy, a great description, that knows how to sell via images, with emotion, with words, you guys can charge your worth and more. So it's never about being the cheapest. It's never about appealing to the bargain hunters. It's never about being the most cost effective solution. I deeply want every single one of you to actually make money and grow your business and grow your bank account and grow your impact. And that means charging your worth. And your customers who align with your brand, when you have a detailed brand like that, will 100% pay the price. Like my Lululemon example, I will pay for Lululemon even though I can buy the same things on Amazon. However, I'll give you the inverse. I'm not a designer bag person. I have no designer bags. And there was this dupe on Amazon for like a $500 designer bag for $30. I bought the dupe on Amazon for that one because I'm not a designer bag person. I could care less. But that designer bag company is not targeting me. They're targeting the people who actually want the designer bag and like care about the prestige and care about the name. So you can see in both situations, I will buy from Lululemon even though there are dupes. I will buy from Amazon a dupe for a name brand purse because I am more of a target audience for the active, the yoga, the brand than I am for luxury brands. Like I don't care about that, right? So this is where I mean that you need to know who your target audience is, the solution that you provide, and speak to them. And those people don't care about your pricing. They care about the solution. They care about what they get. They care about that spa-like experience. They care about those integrative medicine solutions for themselves and their dogs. That's what they care about. Now, you're going to be in price wars if you don't have a brand. You are going to be bringing in bargain hunters if you don't know your solution, if you don't know what differentiates yourself. So if you're like, Monica, that's cool. However, I'm only getting people who are like bargain hunters and want the cheapest thing. Well, you don't have a defined brand or a defined audience or defined solutions just yet. Okay? Okay. So it's never about being the cheapest. Okay? What I'm going to dive into next is a little bit of questions that we haven't talked about in the training. So Samantha, I don't know if Samantha is here. She said, what about AI for business? A lot of people are using it. Oh, AI. This is my honest take. I did a whole podcast episode on AI on the Product Biz podcast that you can hear, which is about the best, only, most effective way to use AI. And I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek. Samantha, awesome. Glad that you're here. Cool. Um, Here's my thoughts on AI. AI cannot create a more engaging Instagram post than I can. AI cannot create a more engaging email campaign than I can. AI cannot connect with my target audience like I can. Okay? So when we use AI, there's two things that come up. Number one, the question is like, why? Why are we trying to find an easy solution, a get out of jail free card? What are we using it for? Usually the answer is one of two things. I don't have enough time. I need to use AI for this caption. And my answer is you probably don't have enough time because you're focusing on the wrong things. So what are you focusing on? So you have the time to actually focus on marketing, because creating captions or creating emails or whatever you're using AI for, those things are so impactful to come from you. Number two, the other reason that people say that they use AI, number one, they don't have the time, or number two, they just don't know what to say. Cool. Marketing and selling is the most valuable skill that you can learn as a small business owner, that you can take to any business that you run. And like I said, as soon as you decide to be a CEO, you decide to be a marketer. And if you want to outsource marketing to ChatGPT, to a robot who doesn't know your target audience, who doesn't know the why behind your business, who doesn't get why this is important to you and your customers, sure, it's going to word vomit some things that you can use. However, it's not going to connect with your people. Also, subconsciously, people can tell when it's ChatGPT, because ChatGPT uses voluptuous words and talks in this exquisite way that we don't talk as humans. Now, what happens subconsciously is if you have a customer who reads an email or reads an Instagram caption that you use ChatGPT for, subconsciously they're going to know, like, is this a person or is this not a person? And you're going to lose them. And next time you send an email or post on social media, they're just going to scroll. So I personally do not use ChatGPT in any of my business, because I know words are the most important thing in marketing. And if I can become an expert at my words, that's everything. Why would I want someone else to do that? Right? Okay, so that's my unhinged experience and feedback on AI. Okay? Okay. Linnell said, I'm doing everything that you're saying. I get likes, some sales, posting, but I think I'm doing something wrong. And Linnell, you joined Product Biz Academy too. Am I right? I'm pretty sure I saw your name come in, which is awesome. This is a great question that someone else said, of what if we get likes and engagement but no sales? Okay. So I get likes, some sales, posting, but I think I'm doing something wrong. Cool. Here's what I will say. Yes, Linnell is in Product Biz Academy. Amazing. Here's what I'll say about social media. There is specific selling content that will convert people to customers. There is specific nurture content of how do you nurture that relationship, so people look at you as an authority. So they're like, dang, like she knows what she's talking about. And I take her word for it. And yes, I need that product because she said it's the best. And I know she's an authority in this. Both of those are skills. Specifically with selling, I mentioned this in the live training. I have a 4-part SELL framework, which are 4 photos/videos that you share in your Instagram stories, like every single day, that leads to sales. Okay. And that's in Product Biz Academy. So, Linnell, you are in the perfect spot because you're going to learn that. What I would say is there's probably a gap in either the words you're using, the photos you're sharing, or the I don't want, how do I say this? Or the not I'm totally blanking. Or the urgency for people to purchase. And that's the word, urgency. Why is your product something they need today? Why are they missing out because they didn't buy it a week ago? What are they feeling because they're still in this problem? So when you become a master at like creating urgency with your products, no matter what they are, every single one of you are solving some sort of problem. That is when people are like, oh, shoot, you're right. I need this now. Right. So we talk about that a lot in Product Based Academy, just because it is a strategy, it's a framework. It's really, really fun once you get into the hang of it. And my members like get sales instantly. They're like, oh my God, I just used the sell framework on Instagram, just got a sale. I get messages like that in our members only community almost every single day. So Linnell, you're going to learn that. But yeah, for everyone else with social media, it's about how do you show authority and nurture, and how do you sell, and also how do you create viral content, which gets you in front of more people, right? And it's the wonderful blend of all of those. You just said I was being lazy using Chat GPT. Yeah, that's what happens. Listen, lazy doesn't lead to successful businesses. I hate to break it to you. Hate to break it to you. But that's okay. You guys know now. Okay? I'll call you out. That's my job as a coach. It's just sometimes lay the love in a very nice way is where it's coming from. Okay. Let me answer this next question from Stephanie. I don't know if Stephanie is here. She also joined Product Biz Academy and is wondering what to do in the interim. She said, I had planned to start running ads on social media, but learned about gaps from yesterday's live webinar and enrolled in Product Biz Academy. I'm thinking I should just stop, learn, improve, and implement, or should I run ads and get more sales in the interim? Last time I ran an ad, I received tons of traffic to my website, but zero in sales. Oh, Facebook ads. Stephanie, okay, cool. That's you. Yay. Awesome. Awesome. This is what I'll say with Facebook ads. Facebook ads are the cherry on top when you have a well oiled machine and it's like, let's share it to the masses. So when you say that you got a lot of website traffic but $0 in sales, that's showing me there's a gap in your website. Website conversion should be about 1 to 3%. So what, or even I'd say like 1 to 5%. 1 to 3% is average, 3 to 5% is good. What that means is if 100 people land on your website, between 1 to 5 people should buy. Okay. Now, if your website conversion is less than 3%, if we're less than optimal, 3 to 5% being where I want you to be, you can get as many people as you want to your website, but there's a gap in your website. Something's broken in your website. And I don't mean literally like a broken link or a broken page. I mean from a marketing point of view. Something is missing in terms of evoking emotion, in terms of what they're going to get from using your product, in terms of reviews, in terms of details, in terms of shipping, in terms of return policy, in terms of your story, in terms of photos that are professionally done and showcase your products in the best way. I could create a list of like 20 things, if not more, of what should be optimized on your website that leads to actual sales when someone lands on it. Good thing is you're in Product Biz Academy, and there's an entire module about website and how to optimize your website to make sure when people land, they do buy. Okay. With that being said, though, I would not run Facebook ads and do not recommend running Facebook ads until you have a well oiled machine. You're like, yep, my website is converting, my Instagram is growing, I'm connecting with people on Instagram, I have DMs, I have engagement, and then you can do Facebook ads. Because here's the thing, you have to have a kick-ass ad to get people to actually click, and then you have to have a kick-ass website to get people to actually buy. Okay? So this is why Facebook ads is like the very last thing that you do. I do not recommend it for anyone at the beginning. I recommend learning how to market and sell your products, which is grunt work, which is learning this skill, which is becoming a master marketer. And again, shameless plug, which is why I created Product Biz Academy, because so many people honestly struggle with that. Okay. So I would not do ads in the interim, especially if they didn't work before, because you're going to get the same result. What I would do is dive into the content, be patient, give yourself time to learn. As you learn new things in PPA, just run with it and implement it. Show up to our calls, be active in the Facebook group, and you are going to be at that end result of getting more orders and getting more website sales so much sooner than you think. Okay? There's a beautiful saying, sometimes you got to slow down to speed up. So, Stephanie, I would say slow it down, learn, grow, and then you're going to be in a perfect spot. Okay. Michelle said, what if your website is brand new? Okay. What if your website is brand new? What do you mean by that? Like, should you do ads with a new website? No. Do you mean your website conversion rate? Because, or do you mean, what do you mean by that? Tell me more. Are you seeing a higher or lower conversion rate than that, or what's going on? Cool. Okay. We talked about custom products. Custom products, same. Everything we talked about is the same no matter what. I'm looking at my list right now. I want to talk a little bit about Michelle, who had asked a question about Product Biz Academy. So let me dive into that, and then I'll go back and scroll through other questions, and we can do some more product promise work as well and see what else comes up too. If you guys have any other questions, please pop them in the chat, because I'm about almost at the end of my pre-planned list. However, I am more than open to hang out for a little bit longer and answer anything else, okay? So Michelle had asked a question about the program, Product Biz Academy. How is this program different from the Product Boss? Is it a lifetime membership? Is it self-paced? Do we get time with Monica, or are there employees like Susan Bradley? Okay, I don't know who Susan Bradley is, but we just brought them in, and that's okay. So Michelle, how is Product Biz Academy different from the Product Boss? I have heard of the Product Boss. I don't have details on what their program is like. However, here is what I will tell you my members have said who actually have been in the Product Boss program before. What they have told me is the Product Boss program is, unfortunately, and I hate saying this, a little bit outdated in terms of content. And they've also said that the support that they get didn't feel super supportive, meaning that there were live Q&As that you had to ask only questions on one specific topic. And if it wasn't on that topic, your question wouldn't be answered. I also anecdotally heard that like they're not in the Facebook group really providing support. I don't know. This is anecdotally what I've heard. I don't know if it's true or not. I will say that Product Biz Academy is 100% the opposite of that. It's updated. My actual modules are updated constantly. Earlier this year, I would say maybe it was like March of this year, I revamped so many of them, added more modules, just making it super crystal clear on what you need to do to grow your business. Now, what I like to do is like worksheets, step by step, super clear, make it as easy and digestible so that anyone can log into Product Biz Academy and be like, yep, doing this, check, 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 done, 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 and see results. So it's updated, easy to implement. I'm in the Facebook group daily answering questions, and all of our coaching calls, sometimes we are there for a little longer than 2 hours. Sometimes we're there for 3 hours because I want to make sure every single question, no matter what the topic is, gets answered. Like our call on Monday, where we were there for 3.5 hours, like our call today, which will probably go 2 hours. I'm here to support you. That's my job. That's my passion. That's my purpose. So, how does Product Biz Academy differ than the Product Boss? More support, more community, better content, I'll say. Okay. I need some hand holding to get back on track. Well, you get accountability, and that's usually what people need, right? The accountability and the support, 100%. Then you asked, is it a lifetime membership? Yes. Once the payments are complete, you have lifetime access to Product Biz Academy, which means you're always in the Facebook group. You get to stay in it. You also get lifetime access to the group coaching calls, which means after 12 months, next year, the following year, you can still come to every single coaching call, and you have lifetime access to all of the content and the modules, etc. So yes, lifetime access, there's no additional costs other than the initial cost for Product Biz Academy. Is it self-paced? Yes, all of the modules are self-paced. Now, what I recommend people to do, and there's more of this inside the actual modules, is when you get in there, there's a process to help you pick like what project should you focus on, depending on where you are at in your business. And that's what I recommend for you to do. Cool, there's a lot of content. I'm going to focus here. And that's where you dive in, you go through the content. If you have questions, you come into the Facebook group. If you have questions, you come to the group coaching calls. You get the support, you get the hand holding, and you're making progress and growing your business throughout that entire time. Okay. Do we get time with Monica, or are there employees like Susan Bradley? Yes, you get time with me, just like I'm here with you guys today. 100%. The branding process, I do have an incredible brand designer on my team because I'm not an expert in brand design. So I did hire an employee to do that. She's fantastic. She's incredible. And I'm also here to support you in the branding decisions if there are any questions, because I understand branding, absolutely, but her forte is design and bringing visions to life. So it's the duality of both of us to help with branding. Otherwise, yeah, I'm in the group daily. I'm on the calls. We get to know each other really well. And we have the in-person event too, which my members absolutely love because we all come together in Arizona for a 2-day in-person event. And that is just like the cherry on top. You get to see everyone in person. You get to spend 2 days with me, really diving into some topics that are so impactful and so influential and so transformative that people leave just feeling so inspired and motivated. And that is so much fun. Okay. Michelle, any other questions about PBA? Or anyone else have questions? What I would recommend, this is what I tell everyone, is act the part of the CEO that you have decided to become. Okay? The CEO does not do business alone. The CEO does not keep hitting their head against the wall. The CEO does not keep going to YouTube or going to random blog posts trying to piece it together on their own. And the CEO doesn't sit there doing business by themselves like they're on a lonely island, right? The CEO has courage. The CEO makes investments in their business. The CEO does things that scare them shitless. I can't tell you how many times I do things that I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I am leaping and the net will appear and I'm going to bet on myself. The CEO gets support. The CEO has community. The CEO has a place to go for questions. And the fact that you guys are here hanging out, I mean, how awesome would it be to have this on a monthly basis, to have this community, to have this support, to get clarity? How much clarity have you guys gotten from one call when we dived into like one small component, and how much amazing clarity and progress would you make if that continued? So here's the thing, which is so important if you learn to understand this, is a lot of times people want to make more money, right? But the thing is, we're not making money. We're earning money. And earning money depends on what you do. And you will not earn money or create a successful business until you've gone through these steps and actually implemented them. So it's not a matter of like, now I'm going to reach success because of this one piece or this one part. It's a matter of the full strategy, building the successful business and seeing the results on the other side. And that's what I'm here to do, to help you guys with that and to support you and make sure that that path for you is as simple as possible. Okay? That's what I'm afraid of, but working on being a risk taker, such an overthinker. Is there really much to think about though, Ashley, right? Is there really much? Is this going to support you? Yes. Is it going to help you grow your business? Yes. Is it going to be a community that's alongside you? Yes. Like, what is there to overthink? Here's another thing I'll say on risks. Like, that's the biggest muscle that as small business owners you have to get used to. And think of it like lifting weights. You get used to the 5 pound, you go to the 10 pound, then you go to the 15 pound. And that risk muscle of taking risks is something that you're going to have to learn to flex. And this is a great way to lead with courage and to be like, okay, doors are open. Let me do it. Let me take the risk and show myself what I'm capable of and show myself what is on the other side of taking that risk. So yeah, it's meant to be scary, 100%. And that's okay, right? And that's the beauty of it, is that it's meant to be scary and then it's also meant to help you grow. Okay? Ida said, I'm unfair. Do you go in depth on how to get more traffic to the fair store? Yes. How to price your products accordingly? Yes. I feel like I can't raise my prices. Others are selling t-shirts cheaper than me. Okay. Yes to fair. I teach you how to optimize fair to get in front of more buyers to get more sales. We also talk a lot about the fair markets, the summer and winter markets, how to have a kick-ass fair market, 100%. How to price your products? Yes. I talk in detail about that because I want to make sure your bank account is growing, you're covering your costs, you're making money, so you are going to be set with pricing your products as well. When you say, I feel like I can't raise my prices, that is 100% a branding problem or a value problem. Others are selling t-shirts cheaper. Great. So many people sold skincare cheaper than what I sold. Very similar products. Some of my skincare products had 2 ingredients. You can find that elsewhere. You can make your own, right? Yet my business still was massively successful. So if you feel like you can't raise your prices, it's a branding problem. It's portraying the value. It's showcasing to people what your product is all about and why it's better than ones that are cheaper. Here's the other thing that I'll mention to you, Yeda, as well, is that especially with retailers, a lot of them don't want the cheapest one. Because if they have the cheapest product, then they think it's going to be the cheapest value and the worst quality or the cheapest quality. And a lot of store owners, I used to own 3 retail stores, don't want unhappy customers. Don't want customers who like come back and want to return something because of the bad quality. Don't want XYZ. So if you have higher pricing, that's actually going to show that you have higher quality. And higher quality shows trust. And what do store owners want more than anything? Trust that their customers will like the product. So if you feel hesitant to raise your pricing, it's going to be a branding conversation for sure. However, it's definitely possible. And there's also ways to reduce your costs, which we talk about in Product Biz Academy as well. Okay. So Yeda, you're all set. Better join us because I'd love to help you sell more of your t-shirts for sure. Brenda said, I can't wait to get started on the branding. Yes. Michelle, I need some hand holding. Michelle, you're going to have the community, accountability, and myself there to support you. And then other Michelle was talking about what if your website is new? It takes time for bots to find the website. So Michelle, you're probably talking about like SEO and having bots scan your website. So when someone searches on Google, they can find your website and your products, right? I talked about this a little bit in the training. I'm not the biggest fan of spending too much time and effort on SEO because more people will buy from you via impulse purchases on social media. So SEO is important. Yes, the bots to scan you, great. However, relying on your website and relying on Google to bring you traffic, in my opinion, is not a great strategy and usually doesn't lead to much growth. So that's what I'll say on that, okay? Of course, you are so welcome. Now, what other questions do we have? Michelle Netherly said olive oil until the cost went up and had to find a replacement. Okay. Goat milk soap. Michelle, ooh, I actually love, you have to let me know. And I know you're contemplating joining Product Biz Academy because I think you had that question about how is it different from the Product Boss, right? I'd love to dive into this much deeper with you. I think olive oil is actually super, 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 super unique. I hear you saying that the cost went up. I'd love to know when you made this replacement. Because a product promise with olive oil in it is going to totally connect with people. 100%. And that may be something that's like something worth revisiting, right? But totally, again, depends on when you made that change, if it's even possible, things like that. Okay. What other questions do we have? Anyone want to share like their updated product promise? I know, Ashley, I saw you said that you had one that you wanted to maybe repost. Or what else is coming up? I'm here to chat with you all. Probably our last time via video, unless you join Product Biz Academy, that I will be here chatting with you live. So, what questions do you have? Was this helpful? Was this impactful? What was your biggest takeaway? Share with me one of those few things. Brenda said there's a local to me soap maker that uses olive oil and she does very well in sales. Yeah, olive oil is a great, great thing to have in a product promise. Restorative coconut soy candles are the best way to transform any moment into a serene escape, inviting calm and inner peace with soothing, pure scents. Ooh, I like that. What do you mean by restorative? Tell me more, Ashley. Like, what does that actually mean? Just from your use of words. Tell me more. What other questions do you guys have? This was really fun. This was so much fun. I'm glad you guys came live and hung out and are here with me. I finally understand what branding means. Yes, that's why it's so important. Let me also do something really quick. I'm going to put the link, special offer. What I'm going to do for you people who are here is I will extend the free rebrand or photo shoot bonus to you if you enroll while we are on this call, because I don't know how many people are going to watch this replay. So it's like my little special offer for you all that if I see your enrollment come through, you'll get the free rebrand or the free photo shoot, because we spent a lot of time talking about that. And I know how important it is. And I know that you guys are starting to see how important that is. So my gift to you for being here, hanging out with me, the 16 of you, the top 2%, is if you do join Product Biz Academy, you'll get that free rebrand. Okay? Cool. Now, let's see. Yida said this was so helpful. I finally understand what branding means. Amazing. Stephanie, I've learned a lot, which has helped me save time and able to focus on my business the right way. Anthony, nostalgic jewelry is the best way to carry your favorite childhood memories with you. I like that a lot. Love that. Lisa, this was helpful, but I'm at work. Great. You'll have the replay, which is fantastic. Samantha, I have to pick up my daughter. You are so welcome. Very informative. Hey, Rena, thank you. Kristen, customizable gifts and houseware to help organize your home and elevate your charcuterie boards. Ooh, I like that. Organize your home and elevate your charcuterie board. See, now that's giving me more details. I like that a lot, Kristen. Now that's more specific. Like, how does that feel for you? Does that feel better? I'm looking at what you. Yeah, I like that a lot. You are so welcome, Brenda. I'm excited to see you at the kickoff call next week for PBA. Amazing. Ashley said, when you inhale the candle, I would like to bring calm to the whole body, eliminating the external noise. Ooh, you know, when you have to take a breath to reset yourself. Beautiful. Okay, I like that a lot. I wonder if instead of restorative, you can say that. Bring calm to the whole body, take a breath to reset yourself. I'm trying to think of a way that you can say that, Ashley, instead of restorative. Maybe it's restorative. Maybe it's like candles with the intention to reset yourself. Candles with the intention to bring calm to the whole body. Now, it's not quite adjective category because I think we're adding a little bit more context here, but something like that. Coconut soy wax candles intended to bring calm to the whole body are the best way to transform any moment into a serene escape. That's what I would leave it at. To me, that sounds really good. Let me know how that sounds to you, Ashley. Kristen said it narrows down what I focus on. Amazing. Stephanie, pure and gentle hair products developed by a scientist is the safest way to have healthy hair. Yes. And what is healthy hair? Is it like shiny? Is it growing? Is it thick? Like, can you give me some more descriptive words for healthy hair? That's fantastic what you have. Linnell, right now I'm working on my fall winter coconut apricot soy scented candles for the upcoming holidays. I posted it on Instagram. Amazing. Love it. Okay, Ashley, did you get it? I think I said like coconut soy wax candles with intended to bring calm to the whole body are the best way to transform any moment into a serene escape. So it's basically taking the two sentences that you said and merging them together. Can you write it in the chat box? This is very informative and interesting. Actually, there's gonna be a replay if you need to like rewatch and catch it. I also don't want to rob you of like coming up with the words yourself either. So, Michelle, this is very informative and interesting, very helpful perspectives and info. You are so welcome. Cool. Amazing. You guys are fabulous. Like I said, special invitation to join Product Biz Academy with that link for those who are here. Super excited to welcome you all and to keep these conversations going and to keep supporting you and to see what is truly possible for you this year and next year and just take your business to that next level and really learn how to create more online sales, to see what you're capable of and to show yourself what you're capable of and to experience that freedom in your life instead of selling at markets every single weekend. So I am thrilled and so excited for those of you who said yes, for those of you that are going to be joining us. And thank you, thank you, thank you for being here and for playing full out. Like, way to hang out for an hour and a half, way to take the time, to carve the time, to make the time. You guys are incredible. Now, if there are any other questions, I'll be checking to see what else comes up. I'll be checking the group. This group will be up until Friday morning is when it's going to be taken down. Also, make sure that you submit any entries for the prizes. I just posted about that yesterday. So make sure that follow me on Instagram, send a DM, submit your dashboard, share your biggest takeaway in the Facebook group. If you haven't done those things already, make sure you do, because we're giving away massive, massive, massive prizes tomorrow, including a holiday photo shoot for your products, including a Rolo printer, including some products, including some books, and the grand prize of a free entry to Product Biz Academy and a one-on-one coaching call, kickoff call with me to strategize your business and set you up for success. So make sure you submit any of those raffle tickets that you haven't already. Those will be drawn at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So we're getting pretty close to that. And I'm excited to see who wins because I love giving gifts. Absolutely love to do it. And it's just my biggest honor to support you all throughout these last couple days. So grateful. I'll, of course, be in the group over the next 48 hours before this shuts down. But thank you all from the bottom of my heart for being here. Thank you for showing yourself what's possible. You guys rock. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye-bye.